So asingene-ke manje kwindaba ye-affected versus non-affected company so that you guys may then understand your reporting obligations. So angifuni futhi nala kuyidonsisa kakhulu, angifuni ukukudida. I don't want to really confuse you or crack your head or burst your head. Into ekwala kumele understand is that an affected company is basically a company regulated. When I say a company regulated, this includes public companies, whether listed or not listed, state-owned companies, SOEs, state-owned enterprises, ESCOM. It includes also, this is a very, well, I don't want to say special category, but this is where maybe you could also become an affected company. If, for example, there was a transfer of shares in a private company where more than 10% of those shares within the past 24 months have been transferred between two parties. But this excludes a transfer between related or interrelated persons. So if you transfer to your spouse, if you transfer to your child or your brother or your siblings or whatever, that excludes it because niyazana. But if you transfer ama-shares akho noma udayisele omunye umuntu noma unodayiselwe ama-shares kwi-company, a private company, more than 10% a stake in that enterprise, and this transaction happened within the past 24 months, then you will then become an affected company in that sense. So the affected company, it really protects indaba yelokundlana yama owners ama-shares. It tries to protect indaba yama shareholders. You understand ukuthi maybe there's a difference between the owners and the directors of the company, or there were transactions ashintsha ownership. So all in all, corporate finance transactions lawo lento yokuthengwa kwama-shares, ukudayiswa kwama-shares, kokufuna kwe-capital in the capital markets like your JSE, or even talking to a friend and saying, oh, buy a stake here in my business and whatever. So when all of these financing transactions happen, they really trigger the status by affected company. So the affected company is either a public company, when you're a public company with PTY, or you are a state-owned company. Well, you're not the state, you are not a state-owned company. Thirdly, if it happened to there was a change of ownership within the past 24 months where more than 10% of our shares were sold to another person who is not related to you or not connected to you, then you will then be deemed, and then this triggers the status the affected company. So for all intents and purposes, asiwona thina affected companies, if you look at it, we are not affected companies. So all in all, Tina, we are non-affected companies because we do not meet any of those criteria of an affected company. So if you are an owner-managed private company, SME, then chances are you are a non-affected company if you meet all of those the criteria. You're not a public company, you're not an SOE, and there were no transactions that happened between no share transfer transactions. So you are a non-affected company. So we understand now. So all of those companies that do not fall under the affected category were then grouped under this non-affected company to have this catch-all term, non-affected company. So you are a non-affected company. Then do you have a beneficial ownership information to file in? Yeah, we do have beneficial information to file because you have to file ukuthi ubani ke owner le company, in what percentages, ngabe nibabili, ngabe nibathathu, ngabe uwedwa, and in what percentage, what is the percentage split between the owners of this company. So you do have a beneficial ownership information to file.